people ask me what tools they should buy, the first question has got to be, what are you planning to do? What is on your mind? What's your project? What do you have in mind to build? If it's for home DIY, repairing things, then that's going to have a slightly different setup to, say, wanting to make your own furniture and your own cabinets. But one of the things that people say to me is they just want to cut a sheet of wood up and they want to cut it straight. One of the first tools that people buy is often a jigsaw. Well, a jigsaw is not for cutting straight lines, and you'll be surprised how many times I've been called out to a job and they said, oh yeah, I cut that with a jigsaw and as you can see it's not very straight. Well no, because a jigsaw is for cutting curves, round corners and awkward shapes. It is not for cutting straight lines. Now if you want to cut a straight line out of a sheet of material, the best tool you can buy, it will cost you more, there is no doubt about that, but the best tool you can buy is what's called a plunge saw. The one I've got here is a Makita, but there are a lot cheaper ones out there. And a plunge saw runs along a track and will keep you in a straight line. So here is the guide rail. The guide rail usually has this guide that the saw sits against, and it keeps everything nice and straight. It also has these rubber pads along the bottom. They grip, the ones that are foam that grip the wooden piece, and then this rubber edge one which stops chipping happening when you're cutting the plywood. Along the base of the plunge saw, you see you have this channel, and that runs on the channel I just showed you. And you'll see also here on the Makitas, they have this little disc, the same size as about a 2p piece or a 10p, and that locks into the back of the board here on this rail. And then if you're cutting at a 45-degree angle, then it will hold the plunge saw in place and stop it from tipping. So if you turn this onto a 45-degree, for example, like this, all the weight is over there, and see what happens? Plonk, it goes over. Whereas with these Makita ones, you have this little clip-out disc, and that holds it in place. They are a brilliant piece of equipment. They save you no end of time and money, and they give you a wonderful finish. A plunge saw is called a plunge saw because it does exactly that. You can start above the workpiece at any point. You don't have to start at one end and finish at the other. As it is here on this sheet of plywood now, I could literally plunge that blade in to the workpiece while it's going, and it would cut. So you can put it on your rail, you can press the button, get it going, and boom, straight in and cut. I'm actually going to use this plunge saw in a little while because I've got to make some bathroom cabinets out of it, and I will be using this plunge saw to cut lovely crisp straight edges. Like I said, it's more expensive than a jigsaw. It's more expensive than most circular saws. If you're cutting flooring, for example, and you've got to rip those lengths of flooring down because they're too wide, this will give you a lovely straight cut. If you're fitting a kitchen and you've got to cut end panels for your kitchen, your DIY project, this is the best thing to have for that. You'll get lovely straight cuts. Worktops and other things. The downside to this is that it will not really cope with anything over 40mm in thickness. The blades are a little bit too thin, but if you're cutting end panels, plywood sheets, and making things out of sheet materials like kitchens, the plunge saw is definitely the thing to get. You can have dust extraction on them, and like I say, they give you a wonderful finish with a nice sharp blade.